Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 1, FC Copenhagen 0. We win 3-1 on aggregate. But I tell you what, I am bloody happy that 180 minutes or whatever it is, I'm flipping too tired after what I've just seen from Chelsea to do basic maths today. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like this is arguably the weirdest feeling after watching Chelsea win, after watching Chelsea qualify for the quarterfinals of a European trophy. Honestly, this is going to sound really bad, but I'm not even that bothered. Do you know what I mean? And that is a horrible, horrible feeling. But unfortunately, it stems from the quality of the football that we played, unfortunately. When it comes to analysing that first half display, I was thinking, bloody hell, I might actually just go to bed. Because posting a 6 things we learnt video after watching that first half would have been like torture for you lot. I'm telling you now. I might as well have come here and just been like, make sure you subscribe to more GBFC, which you should do anyway, by the way. And make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. But I'm telling you now, that first half was absolutely shocking. The press was absolutely non-existent. Chelsea didn't have a shot in the whole of the first half. When it comes to looking at the reasons behind this, we can't really look any further than the manager. We are hearing press conference after interview after press conference that if players don't do as he's told them to do, then he's going to take them off. Now, I don't know if this is just like empty threats that we hear from Enzo Maresca. Whether he'd actually do that or not remains to be seen. But geez, man, if you're watching that first half, it is about as uninspiring as it could have possibly been. Copenhagen had 4 shots to Chelsea's 0. Not even a shot, let alone a shot on target. We didn't create one chance. And I mean, in terms of Maresca calling out the Chelsea fans, right? Saying that he wants more noise, we've got to back the players and back the team. You're making it so hard for that to be possible when the football is as rancid and turgid as what we saw. Robotic in the first half. It was absolutely shocking. And when the players go down the tunnel at half-time, there's boos ringing around Stamford Bridge. It was so poor. And I genuinely thought at half-time, well, I don't think it can be as bad as that in the second half because Copenhagen are losing. They're going to have to go for it a bit more if they have any respect for themselves to trying to qualify for the quarterfinals. And then Cucurella and Cole Palmer come on at half-time. And it does change for Chelsea. Immediately, within 2 minutes of the start of the second half, Trevor Chalobah has a shot that goes wide. Then Jadon Sancho has our first shot on target. And there was just a bit more energy in that second half. But as much as, you know, we're into the quarterfinals now of the Conference League, that's a good enough reason to be happy. I just don't think we're actually trying in this competition. Do you know what I mean? I've got a suggestion here. Even though it's the quarterfinals, I genuinely would play all of the under-18s in the quarterfinal. The whole under-18 squad, I would play them. You know why? Because when we look at the lack of chemistry that this Chelsea team has, there's no connection between the midfield and the attack. There's not really many passing movements that aren't just basic passes that you or I could make in any kind of footballing system. Do you know what I mean? I'm serious. Just play the youth. Play all of them. They play together all the time. It's an opportunity to show what they can do. And I just feel as though the Chelsea first team don't really try. They don't really care about this competition. And look, we won the game. So a lot of you are going to be like, Benson, it's so negative. But bloody hell, man. Like, it really was bad, wasn't it? But let's move now into the boxes today for 6 things we learned. Because box number 1, I've given a green to Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall because it's a great finish. It's a really, really good goal that he scores to win the game today for Chelsea, 1-0. He takes on about 2 or 3 players, gets a little bit lucky as there's a ricochet as he's going through. But the finish is excellent. Tucks it into the bottom corner, hits it low and hard. And look, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, you can see what it means to him. The celebration, he's got a lot of energy in there, and he knows that he's not performed at Chelsea this season. Yes, he's not been given as many opportunities, but that is because we do have a midfield that cost us 200 million quid. And to be fair, Dewsbury-Hall was only really bought in probably for some kind of like weird PSR agreement. I don't honestly believe Chelsea ever thought that he was going to be someone who is going to really influence the squad. But he's still there. And even if it is just to get minutes in the Conference League between now and the end of the season so that we can see that he's still got some kind of value if we're going to sell him in the summer, then great. But I want to say well done to Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall because it's a great goal. And look, I honestly think if this game would have finished 0-0, I don't actually think I'd have made 6 things we learned because I wouldn't want to insult you guys. But it's a win. It's now 4 wins in a row, which is good when you think about it. But bloody hell, the football is ever so slightly shocking. We move into box number 2. And I'm giving a red here to Maresca because look, there's so many conflicting things going on right now. Saying about wanting more from the fans. Yeah, the atmosphere stinks at Stamford Bridge. It's rubbish. Let's not beat around the bush here. But you've got to at least get people even wanting to get off their seats. It was a freezing cold night in London. It's 2 degrees going down, as they were saying on the commentary. You've got to give people a reason to actually want to get off their feet, to actually want to sing. Because this football, I kid you not, is some of the worst football that I have ever seen at Chelsea. People say Maurizio Sarri was playing bad football. And look, I'm finding it difficult to even criticise this because we just won. And I want to be happy predominantly that Chelsea are winning games. But bloody hell, man. Enzo Maresca, there's got to be something more that we can do than just pass it side to side all the time. There's got to be something more. Yes, it changed in the second half. Palmer came on. He had a lot of space because Copenhagen were attacking more. Palmer was able to carry the ball. But at the moment, it looks as though he's on a solo mission. Do you know what I mean? It looks as though he's just trying to get that burden of not scoring for a while off his back. We don't look like a team. And a team has to press all together. The press in that first half was non-existent. In the second half, we didn't really need to do it so much because we had the majority of the ball. Copenhagen, I think, pretty much gave up in that second half. They had chances towards the end, but the finishing was awful. Philip Jorgensen today may as well have stayed at home. You should have let Robert Sanchez play, mate. Even he would have kept a clean sheet tonight. Box number 4 is the fact that it was bloody boring. We don't need to talk about that anymore. Box 5. Jadon Sancho is box number 5. We've got to talk here a little bit about Jadon Sancho because 2 goals in 27 appearances this season for Chelsea. It all started very well. He looked energised, he looked bright, he looked excited. He was getting assist after assist. Chelsea was scoring loads of goals. But now, I actually see Sancho as being a big part of the problem here because so often when he's got the ball, when he tries to put in a cross, it's almost as if he's like, I feel like he's trying to shuffle the ball onto different feet to be able to take players on. But he doesn't have that burst to get by players the majority of the time. And then he just gets rid of it and just crosses it for no reason when there's no, there's no intricacy there. There's no quality end product there. And to score 2 goals in 27 games, I'm looking and thinking in my head right now, if Jadon Sancho starts next season as Chelsea's left winger, am I confident in this man right now? Absolutely not. There is some rumours and stories going around at the moment that Chelsea can pay a fine to Manchester United to not sign him. So it's basically like you're paying a fee to not sign him. And I want to know what you guys think about this in the comments below because earlier this season, I'd have said that Sancho was obviously doing very well. But again, it's just so underwhelming. And I don't know if this is purely because it's the Conference League. And look, if you're still here with 4 red boxes at the end of a 6 Things We Learned video, credit to you, I tell you now. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. More GBFC links in the description if you want more GBFC content. But overall, I just think Sancho needs to do so much more. I'm not impressed. But lo and behold, Chelsea are in the quarter-final draw. I'm not sure yet if it's Legia Warsaw or Molde. I think Legia Warsaw were 3-0 down in that first leg, but they were 1-0 up earlier today. I'm not sure if it's extra time or not. I haven't had a chance to look. But we are into the quarterfinals. But I really hope we never play this competition again, because I just don't think the players are that interested. I don't think there's enough motivation. I don't think they care enough to win it. I think we will probably still win it. But bloody hell, man, like it's almost a chore watching those 2 games against Copenhagen, apart from like a couple of moments. And look, this is what football is. Sometimes you've got to win by playing ugly. You're not always going to be able to blow teams away, score loads of goals. Just because it's the Conference League doesn't mean you're granted access to score 5 or 6 every time you play. But the football was just so boring. I'm sorry. It really, really was. I was not entertained whatsoever, and I'm going back to bed. Thank you guys for watching this video. Come on, you Blues.